lolwr for NA, March 29th this year. lolwr for India, 2030.
Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit.
Just a heads up, I was just kidding about the 2030 for India. Nobody actually knows. Yo guys, this is your guy AssassinDave. Welcome back to another Dave Talk. Just to quote Hideo Hikita, who is international game producer at Riot Games, who's currently working on Wall Rift, and I think he said in one of the tweets that he is currently working on rolling out Wall Rift across the world, and he tweeted, "Sadly, no news on India yet. We're still exploring it. Not forgotten, just no meaningful updates on India as of yet." With that being said, you know, by the time Riot do get meaningful updates, they have to wait a while to build infrastructures and stuff. So we don't know when the game is going to be coming out in India. Sorry guys, I think we just have to patiently wait for all my lovely Indian viewers. Now coming back to North America though, I do have some important updates to tell you guys, to share with you guys, especially for those players who are in North America who have been playing on European servers, some other servers. You can finally come home, you know, and there are some must know that you have to know. Obviously, it's called a must know. Upon the North America launch. Okay, so I'm gonna read through this article, go through some important pointers that, that you have to keep in mind. All right, starting off, you live in America but have already been playing in the regional open beta. Players who have an account location outside of Americas but sign in from a location in the Americas will be prompted to migrate to the Americas server. So basically, once North America launch, your current account that you might use register like EU account, whatever. You might register like an SEA account. So you can log in all of those accounts without turning on VPN. Remember to turn off VPN. We're gonna go over that from the official article. But just remember, if you turn the VPN off, and once North America launch, and if you log into the game, you will be a prompt, you know, to migrate to American server, which is great. I think they do it so automatically. They have recognized there's so many passionate players who are playing on other servers, and then they made the process streamlined. I think that's perfect what Riot is doing here. And in this section, Riot says, as you have probably discovered, there's only so much a fast connection can do. You know, when you're queuing up an ocean or two away from your opponents. That's why any players who are physically in the Americas will be prompted to join America server. Of course, you know, nobody likes to play on lags. If you choose to opt out of migration, then your account will remain unchanged. So I don't know what this means. Does it mean you're only gonna be prompted one time? I think most likely you'll be only be prompted for one time. So definitely do not miss that chance. Read that carefully, decide whether you wanna migrate an account or not. But you will be unable to log in so long as your Riot account location differ from your IP address locations. So this is basically what's going on right now. I mean, if I don't turn on VPN, I can't really log in my account in the European server. Once North America server launch, and if you don't migrate that account back to the North America server, you will no longer be able to log in and just play the local server. That's just kind of awful, you know? So make sure that you make your decision carefully, decide whether you want to actually migrate your account. So what happens to my account if I migrate to the America server? Pre-existing accounts that migrate into America servers will be completely reset, but any purchased wild cores will eventually be restored. These migrations are final. So basically what it means is all your stuff that you purchase in other servers, in C server, in EU server, once you log into those accounts and you're physically in America, you're gonna be prompted a message, right, to migrate your account back to US or what, or so what. And if you decide to do that, all your contents in your account will be wiped out, right? The only thing that's left is probably a username. Anything else, gone, right? You'll be starting with a level 1 account with nothing left. You still have to play normal games before you can play ranked. Just basically a new account. The only thing is you don't have to use the same email to create new accounts again. You know, you gotta keep the same login, all that kind of stuff, but for North America and a brand new account. The reason why is, in this article, the unique infrastructure of America servers prevents us from doing full account transfers, meaning you will have to restart your Wall Rift journey on the same page as everyone else, level 1, no content. I'm actually okay with that, because following that, Riot also says, we can't get into the specific just yet. And this is talking about restoring all your lost content, like how they're gonna give back all the champions, all the skins, basically all the money you spend in the game, right? How they're gonna give it back eventually, but they will give it back. And then right now in this article, they haven't discussed the details. Let's continue to read, but we're preparing an event that will help players in America catch up with the rest of the world. You will have the chance to get tons of blue modes, XP, champions, even exclusive content from long expired events. This is basically talking about KDA events, lunar beast events, all the past events with all the great skins, or when you do those stuff, you're gonna get free skins or free champions. Now you might be able to get all of them. They might cram all those events together. I don't know how exactly it's gonna be done, but they're gonna help North America to catch up with the rest of the world. And I hope the same thing will apply to other servers. For example, Indian server, once India do get the game, and fingers crossed all my Indian viewers do get a game eventually, because I hope Wild Rift to be launched everywhere, so you guys can play and watch the stream and watch videos at the same time. Now, there's one thing that I personally do not like, is players on America servers are separated from players on Europe and Asia servers by more than just water. Matchmaking, friending, gifting, and other features cannot occur between the two regions either. And the two regions, I think developers are talking about the Americas and the rest of the world. You know, in this article, they also mentioned, like, if you're in North America, South America, you can play together. But if you're in Americas, you cannot play with the rest of the world. You're disconnected. So once you travel, i.e. a player with an account registered to the Americas will only play games with other players on that server. So let's say you have an America account and you decide to go to Korea to attend a Riot event, right? Like let's say a tournament for Wild Rift. Your account will not work in Korea. You know, it will still work, but you'll have to play basically across the ocean with players in North America back home. With a lot of ping, right? That's unplayable. So it basically means you won't be able to play with Korean players unless you register a local account. And that's impossible to do, by the way. You have to have a local Korean ID and all that kind of stuff to register accounts, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into that. But it's actually interesting how this works. In my previous video, I mentioned a suggestion to Wild Rift teams on how this might affect us content creators especially. You know, because our viewers are global. I can't just make contents for North America or for America overall, because Wild Rift is such a global game. It's destined to be that way. It's designed to be that way. And our viewers are across the world. You know, I can't just exclude the rest of the world from any events I might host. You know, I can't just be like, hey guys, North America players can join this event, but rest of the world we can't. So I hope Riot eventually do something to connect the servers or connect the database. So at least we can add players as friends, or just use the system where, you know, you log in as your IP address and they choose the server based on your IP address, based on your login IP, just like any other game that we played before, you know. I think the reason why they've separated, because a lot of players were actually discussing that upon NA launch, they're probably not going to play on NA server. They're probably going to grind on EU server, because NA doesn't have a lot of players, and the top players are worried that once they get to a certain rank, they have to wait for weeks before they can climb again. Imagine getting stuck in Platinum or Emerald and you can't climb because there are not enough players. So there are a lot of top players concerned. So I think what Riot is doing here is trying to make sure that all those players, North America players, stay in the North America server to protect the environment, the safety of this server. You know, I like that, but also, like I said, it does have its cons, and I hope Riot eventually do something about it so us content creators can interact with our lovely viewers across the world. Now, with that being said, on March 29th, if you're in North America, there are a few things that you need to know. Number one, consider your current location. When you log into your Riot game for the first time, we use your IP address to assign you to the best server for your location. Proper placement helps ensure optimal network performance, less lag, fewer disconnects, and so on and so forth, while also including you in any region-specific events or promotions. That's why you should always be mindful of where you are when you first log into Wild Rift. I mean, yeah, like I'm in Austin, Texas. I know I'm in Austin, Texas. I think they're trying to tell you that you shouldn't use VPN anymore, right? Know that here, you're in North America and you should play in North America server. And if you're in EU, you should play on EU server. Again, I don't know why they disconnect the servers, because EU and North America have a lot of interactions all the time, and to exclude those, to separate the two servers are just kind of odd to me. But I hope Riot come out with an explanation in the future. Number two is turn off any VPNs. This is very important on March 29th when you log into the game. Remember, an improperly configured VPN can trick our system into thinking you're someplace you're not. which may result in assigning an inaccurate server affinity to your account. This can create a whole host of problems that can be easily resolved, and a few that can't be fixed at all. So your best bet is to deactivate your VPN entirely when first logging on. So this is very, very important. On March 29th, when you log into the game for the first time, make sure your VPNs are turned off, okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do that on March 27th. Turn off all my VPNs, log in. In fact, I'm gonna probably delete all my VPNs off my device just to make sure they're not accidentally on. Some phones, including the phone that I have, somehow have some background VPN conflicts, you know, when I was using some VPN. So I'm not sure if it just means that the VPN is always on in the background. I don't know, it's kind of odd. It just kind of get me worried some. But make sure to turn off all your VPNs before you log in on a day, so the system will recognize your IP address being in North America, in South America, or so have you, and you know, prompt you the message, hey, you know, do you want to migrate your account to the America server? And hope you do, and join us in the America server grind journey. We need as many players as possible. If you're in North America, guys, I cannot sure how excited I am at this moment knowing this date. You know, some people are saying like, oh, this might be too late. To be honest, guys, a few weeks pass on really, really fast, all right? We have waited for so long. Just a few more weeks doesn't really bother me, in my opinion. Just get your stuff ready. Whatever champ you want to, you know, play or grind leaderboard, practice them in the current server you're already playing on, and get ready for the North America launch, because you can bet that your guy Dave will be on that leaderboard. We'll grind 24/7 for the first few weeks. I think that when the game just launched, we'll be playing all the time in North America server to support our own region, to support our community. So stay tuned. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells. And make sure to share the live streams with your friends, and join us on my daily Trovo live stream on trovo.live/AssassinDave. Or you can just use the stream link in description. With that, guys, love you guys 3,000, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. See you next time. Bye now.
Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit with